Thank you for tuning in to our Local Governance and Community Development Live Forum here on the Serenity Resource Connector, brought to you in partnership with the Clarendon Municipal Corporation on 4th Thursdays. But this month, well, November's forum has been brought forward to this evening. So I thank you so much for tuning in. For those who were prepared for last Thursday, thank you for sticking with us. With the inclement weather, connections weren't so strong, and we wanted to ensure that you had the full benefit of the information to be shared. So we're continuing our series with the Municipal Corporation, highlighting the vital role of the Commercial Services and Divestment Committee and the Local Economic Development Officer in transforming Clarendon through strategic initiatives. So if you've missed the other episodes that we would have shared on with the other committees, I think we have gone through about 2 of the other committees so far. You can go back to the Local Governance and Community Development playlist and watch those, or catch up on the blog highlights at the serenityresourceconnector.com. All right, so joining us is Chairman for the Commercial Services and Divestment Committee, Councillor Colin Henry, as well as our Local Economic Development Officer, Miss Kimberly Ashley. Welcome back, Councillor Henry and Lady Ashley. Lady Ashley, your background got dark. What happened to your lighting? All right, much better. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Nice.
Right. Thanks for having us.
Pleasure. And for those who are joining us over there, see St. Mary Police Youth Club over on Instagram. For those who are with us on Facebook, and those who have connected on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to ask your questions later as the discussion progresses. All right, let's start with you, Councillor. What is the Commercial Services and Divestment Committee, and why is its work significant to Clarendon's development?
Nice. So before I answer that question, let me just go ahead and say good night to all my colleagues at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, of course, the CEO and staff, and of course our mayor, Mr. Joel Williams. Of course, I have to say thumbs up to Miss Kimberly Ashley, who is here with me this evening, of course. And so we will be journeying through this program and hope to give as much as what information we can give as possible. All right, so the Commercial Service and Divestment Committee, it's really of a commercial, the Commercial Service and Divestment Committee, as the name suggests, regulating commercial activity within the parish. And so the responsibility includes in developing policies through this committee. Of course, it's guide the provision of maintenance of our market and facilitating vending across our market district.
All right. You know, when I heard the big name and with the divestment added to it, I was listening to hear more.
Yes, and I can go hard and hard because the truth is the divestment and also is a part of it where we deal with the rental and lease of our property across the parish. Of course, also the burial and all of that, we'll have to put regulation in place so that orderly burial take place within our cemeteries right across the parish.
All right, because we want to ensure that our viewers have a clear understanding of the services that are covered through the committee. And just to contextualize what's happening here, each committee is supported by arm of the administrative arm at the Municipal Corporation. When we started out in 2022, wow, it's been a while. When we started in 2022, we would have outlined the 2 arms of the Municipal Corporation. That's the councillors, that's chaired by the mayor.
Yes.
As well as the administrative arm that's headed by the chief executive officer.
Yes.
At the Municipal Corporation. So what you're seeing here is us pulling it all together so you understand the committees, they meet, but they cannot function without the administrative arm, and that's where Miss Ashley comes in, and you'll hear from her in a little while. So,
All right.
Council, let's continue by giving an explanation how the committees work
All right.
direct
So the
small
committee.
businesses,
All right. So the committee.
individual residents.
All right. Can you repeat the question, please?
All right, share with us how the committees work directly impacts small businesses, community groups, and individual residents.
All right, so the committee, the Commercial Service and Divestment Committee, which facilitates operations right across the parish, not only for small business, but larger business as well. So we'll go ahead and look at those small businesses and those businesses that happen right across the parish. For example, a small business owner who operates within the market space and transport center, vending guidelines and the committee will develop those policies that guides the day-to-day runnings in terms of even the registration and all of that. That's where the committee will deal with it at that level to ensure that we have proper regulation and so forth within our market space. And so we try our best as it relates to enforcement as well, because enforcement would have played a critical role in any market district, because we know how these markets operate. And in order to have a smooth sailing in these markets, we will have to have enforcement. So we have gone ahead, partner with the police, the JCF, to ensure that we would have proper enforcement throughout these market district. And when I speak of market district, it's not only entails of Maple Market, because Maple Market would have been the larger market, but we have market like for example, the Frankfield, the Kellix, the Spaldings, and of course Chapelton. So those are markets that we are responsible for, and we are responsible for those to put measures in place so that vendors and person who traverse these markets can feel safe while going about their daily business, or even go inside there just to purchase their ground provision or whatever they decided to provide inside there.
All right, we'll get more as we continue. All right, yes. Shanice saying good night, Councillor. Classic JM876, thank you for tuning in. It's been a while.
Good night. Yeah.
All right, Miss Ashley, what is the role of the Local Economic Development Officer, and how does your role complement the committee's work?
All right, so good night, everyone. First, must I enhance Councillor Henry in terms of the committee. One of the main roles of the committee is to promote and facilitate economic development within the parish.
Yes.
And also is that with the LED officer, is that as an LED officer, we have to assess the needs of the parish, the economical climate, and also explore different sectors within the parish, so we can have programs in place to implement and to promote economic development for the parish of Clarendon. So the LED officer role in all of this is to engage external entities who we believe can benefit our parish in partnership, and also develop our resources that we have that are very resourceful to us and has interest. So the LED officer do complement the Commercial Service and Divestment Committee to ensure that strategies are in place for economic development throughout the parish.
All right, thank you for highlighting that. Welcome, JP Burt Green. It's a pleasure to facilitate these conversations. All right, continuing with Ms. Ashley, how can residents and businesses engage with the LED officer, which is short for Local Economic Development, for those who are not familiar with the term, to explore economic opportunities? So how can the residents and businesses get involved?
Right, so I want to be totally honest with our viewers, and I don't want our audience to leave with false hope, but since last year, October, assumed the position of acting commercial service manager, and also I'm still the LED officer for the parish. So persons can visit the commercial service department to have dialogue with me, and also to have schedule a visit. They can also reach out to me at 876-848-4120. So we can have that dialogue, or they can send an email to me at ledoclarendon@gmail.com. But in terms of having that dialogue, we can have that dialogue to develop different businesses ideas that you want to explore. So we can enhance the parish economical benefits that is available to us. So we can have that dialogue.
All right. But outside of that, you continually have dialogue, because I know that there's been ongoing dialogue with the Parish Development Committee. And so another avenue, I would suppose, is for the different the members of the parish to actually be a part of their community groups, so that the information can also filter through to the Parish Development Committee. Is that so?
Yes, definitely. Definitely, we have a very close partnership with the Clarendon Parish Development Committee, also this Social Development Commission, and also the Maypen Chambers of Commerce. So we can definitely, our stakeholders, they are very integral in the local economic development processes for the parish. So we can definitely have that dialogue through those agencies as well.
Awesome. All right. So how does the committee ensure that both urban and rural committees in Clarendon benefit from economic development initiatives? Ms. Ashley.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. So with our urban and rural parts of the parish, is that we do have projects that are in place to assist in different areas. So we look at, for example, in 2020, we have done projects within Northern Clarendon, which would have impacted our farmers. And for that, we had given some inputs in terms of farmers enhancing their farm. And also we look at the southern bills, which we have started our backyard farming for those areas. So we do have projects right throughout the parish that impacts our urban and rural spaces.
Right. And I've gotten inquiries over on Instagram as to what's happening with the youth in business.
All right, so
because that's one of the projects that usually impact the entire parish.
Yes.
So we do have sectors of our youth in business still in place. We just finished our Canadian Leaf project, which we call the same youth in business concept. It's called BizBridge. That was done along with the Clarendon Parish Development Committee, where we have persons benefiting from business development training through Hartrust NTA entrepreneurship, and also they had received a grant of 150,000. So our youth in business training or program is still alive and well, but we may tailor it to fit the different funding call period to implement our program. So we still do focus on our young persons within business.
All right. All right, there's a question here. Welcome, JP Vaz, out of this world. You can take this one. Are urban planners in the CMC involved as well?
Definitely, yes. We do have our planners that are very integral in our different programs and projects that we do at the corporation. But for Clarendon is that our project is all our projects and all our policies and regulation is guided by our local sustainable development plan. So that is a document that is very dear to us at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation that guides all our projects and regulations and policies that are in place.
All right, I trust that answers your question. Out of this world? All right. Are there any other success stories that you could share with us of significant impact to the parish in terms of projects?
Yes, we definitely have a lot, but I have to highlight our one of our star program, right, Councillor Henry?
Yes, of
Our
course.
Spotlight initiative
Yes.
that we have done with UNDP along with the Clarendon PDC and along with the Clarendon police also is that was a project that targeted over 60 women along with girls that have been exposed to domestic violence, and that program has impacted those persons. They receive entrepreneurial training also with personal development training, and they receive grants to start their businesses. So that was a very successful story project that has impacted women that have been through abuse.
And and if I may, just to add
Sure.
to that, I just want to say that about 3 persons from within the Thompson Town division would have benefited significantly from that project. In fact, so much so that one of the person even start their business now and able to employ persons from within the region. So I tell you that project is a success. It's really a success, and I must say thumbs up to Miss Ashley for out there in the day-to-day and ensuring that they live up to the expectation that the project are to. Yeah, very good program.
Awesome. All right. And see, Paradise Blends benefited from the youth in business.
Yes.
Yes. And a number of other youth would have benefited from that program. And I'm glad to hear that we have businesses, and I trust that they've gone through the necessary process to ensure that they're compliant and remains compliant.
Yes, they are.
Yes.
All right. Awesome.
What we do, one of our main, I think with Clarendon, we have a very strong monitor and evaluation performance in terms of following up with persons and all of that to ensure that they comply with the different regulation right across the parish. So I think that's one of our strongest points in terms of ensuring that all our programs are still alive and well.
Fantastic. All right, Councillor, how can the public access information about the committee's activities and contribute to its decision-making process?
Well, according to the Access to Information Act in 2002, residents can request information by writing to the corporation, of course, and we are expecting to launch our website in December here to provide greater access to the general public. Also, they can also attend some of our town hall meetings, because we normally have town hall meetings right across each 22 division would have their town hall meeting, and so that is one way that they can access information from the corporation. All right. And also they can also write to the corporation, as I said before, and for sure they will get real-time response. Yes.
Fantastic. Romeo, we know that it's you. Well, I know that it's you, familiar with the handle. All right. What mechanisms are in place to ensure the committee's operations are transparent and accountability is enforced, Councillor? You know, that's a big thing.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And so we can boast about that, because for sure we would have audited by Auditor General, and for sure we have our own internal auditing that take place at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. The local public accounts committee also deals with that at the corporation as well. So I think we're well intact, and so we have the all the framework in place to guide and to protect whatever we need to do, so that whenever time the Auditor General decided to come, we are in good standing.
Awesome. All right, bringing in the comments, Melbarine. Hello, Melbarine. This was a really great project because it allowed our vulnerable women to realize there's a way out of the situation for them by being economically empowered. Indeed. All right, and Melbarine is making reference to the project that Miss Ashley would have mentioned earlier for our women who would have gone through that entrepreneurship project.
And she was instrumental when she was there as well.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right. Yes. I like that. Keep the questions coming and the comments. Nisi333, thank you for joining the Serenity Resource Connector community over there on Instagram. I see you. All right. What are the key economic development opportunities currently available in Clarendon, and how can local entrepreneurs tap into them? Miss Ashley, what's going on?
There is a lot of opportunities in Clarendon, a lot.
Yes.
So you can look at you can look at agribusiness. We can look at the manufacturing sector. We can look at tourism. We can look at business facilitation and housing. So there's a lot of opportunities in Clarendon that persons can access to. And I want to say that persons can come on down to Clarendon, visit the municipal corporation,
Yes.
and we will assist you in finding business ideas and also investment opportunities. So there's a lot of opportunities in Clarendon. Just visit the municipal corporation.
All right, Ms. Ashley, break down a little bit, because some people might be saying, but I don't see any of those opportunities that Ms. Ashley talking about. Any specific examples that you can share?
All right, so for agribusiness, you can do export in terms of agricultural produce, which is a viable business in Clarendon also. So you can look at manufacturing, increasing goods and services in terms of providing cost beneficial goods to citizens. You can look at tourism. In Clarendon, ecotourism is a big and a good investment opportunity can take place. For example, you can visit Bullhead Mountain, which has a lot of opportunities in terms of ecotourism. We can even look at down the Southern Plains, where we have a lot of tourism attraction down there.
Okay.
We can look at business facilitation, like in terms of persons are looking to have individual in terms of business coaching, which is very important because a lot of persons may start their business, but they don't know how to sustain it.
Yes.
So that is a venture that someone can really look into. If you look, there's a lot of small businesses in Mapen, and once you offer the services that they want, you can tap into business facilitation. You can look at the housing. There are lands in Mapen that you can access in Clarendon, and a whole you can access to do your housing developments.
Yes.
So there's a lot of opportunities in Clarendon, but just visit the Clarendon Municipal Corporation and we will help you find investment in Clarendon.
All right. All right. And Romeo is still advocating for the space at the clock to be used as an economic village, even once for the local economic initiatives. That's the group of businesses that's headed by the SDC. All right. I think Romeo has been advocating from last year.
Yes. And the truth is, if I must go ahead and add to that. Today was our civic committee meeting, and we have lengthy discussion inside there as it relates to that area. And so the committee is charged, along with the chair person for that committee, Councillor Tanya Lee Williams, to do a policy we need to create and to develop that policy to see where we go with that space, because that space, it's a really good space. It's a really good area. It's a prime area. And so we need to develop that policy so that we know exactly what sort of event we're looking to put there. So that is in the making, and I can promise Romeo that it won't take another year before or another lengthy time before we go ahead and have that sort out. So it will be done in short time, because as I said, today we looked at that, and it will be in short order, that area. Because it was, the truth is, it was created for that. If you notice, we have spent millions of dollars there just to create that sort of areas for the town of Mapen. And so that is one that we will have to look into to ensure that the citizens of the parish get the benefit of it.
Indeed. And there's a lot that can happen there, because what I saw
There's a lot.
happen, yeah, a lot. What I saw happen in what was it? In, I think it was Ontario. What they do is that they have a rotation system for those who get to use those public spaces, but it has to be properly coordinated. And that is something that we are really lacking on in terms of the discipline and in terms of the whole enforcement to get it operating in a manner that is sustainable.
Yes.
So I do understand and appreciate that we have to go through the processes to ensure it's properly documented and that there is transparency as to how the space is used, and you don't get a situation where people are saying that some are getting preference over others.
And also what type of events you choose to have there or to keep there. So that's another, and that's why we need to create the policy, as I said before, to ensure that everyone is guided and by whatever policy we would have come up with.
Indeed. Yeah. Right. And Councillor Henry just made mention of the civic committee, council headed by Councillor Tanya Lee Williams.
Yes.
That discussion took place in October, so you can go back and look for that discussion on the civic committee to see exactly what the civic committee does and how you can also participate in the process as it relates to civic pride in our parish. All right, Councillor, still with you. How is the committee working to attract investments while preserving the parish's cultural and environmental assets?
Well, for sure, we're actively engaging with our stakeholders across the parish to improve the cultural and environment assets, such as our ecotourism and so forth. We at the Municipal Corporation have to preserve that. Also, if you look at some of our storyboard, we would have discussed some of that today, some of our heritage site that we need to look at. And so Mr. Strutt would have gone ahead and identify some. And so those, I think, can use those to preserve what we have in this parish. Yeah.
Okay. What about external investors? Because I've heard the parish is not growing. And we need to have more external investors coming in.
Yes.
What's happening there? Is it that we don't have external investors coming in, or we could have more?
And the truth is, I think the corporation, we're in dialogue with some external partners out there that want to be our partners, because I think 2 letters would have read today at our civic committee as well, with persons seeking to partner with the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, just to see how best they can assist us as a parish. And so we will be looking even deeper into those partnerships. And so as soon as those come on stream, for sure the resident will hear about it, because we will make it known to the public.
Right. And in considering all these investments, as attractive as they may seem, we are going to ensure that we preserve our cultural and especially our environmental assets, I would imagine.
Yes, we will have to do that, because that's the only way they will last. We will have to preserve those. And so we want to boast about Clarendon. We want to do everything to boast about Clarendon, our little sunshine parish. And so it is one that we are readily with open arms to attract external partnership from others out there so that they can help to boost our space. So yes, we will have to preserve those with all our might to ensure that we can reap the benefit of those.
All right. All right.
Yes.
This is a question and a recommendation. Rumi is asking, why is it that we are not having snippets of these committee meetings on the IG page? Too many pics. So, Miss Ashley, make a note of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those.
All right. And with you, Miss Ashley, based on the different projects and the different businesses that you've seen coming out of the project that have been successful, and the opportunities that already exist, guide our young people, women, and marginalized groups. How can they participate in and benefit from local economic initiatives?
All right. So for the different projects that we have in Clarendon for all our young persons and also our marginal persons is that persons can access that through having dialogue with us at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation and also with the Clarendon PDC. So whenever we are creating projects, we have all those persons in mind. So for Clarendon, we have done a lot of projects right across the board. We have our Youth in Business project, which is still alive and well, but we have our BizBridge project, which also that is for persons in our adolescent that we have done recently, where we have impacted 25 persons in terms of entrepreneurship and also a grant to start their business. We have done our Spotlight initiative, which has looked at our women of abuse, that is our marginal persons. We have also we are now looking at even a project for our disabled community to ensure that all persons in Clarendon is impacted by our different projects that we do, and also that persons can access of any walks of life in Clarendon can access local economic benefits once it's available for the parish.
Yes.
All right. Feel free to seek clarification if you're not clear on any of the responses. All right. So while we wait on that, what resources or partnerships are available to help residents develop skills, access funding, or grow their businesses?
All right. So the thing about Clarendon Municipal Corporation, we have a lot of partnership. And we have a good relationship with our stakeholders and partners.
Yes.
So the CMC has partnered with various entities to assist persons develop their skill and also to access grant funding and grow their business. So we have good partnership with our Clarendon PDC. We have our Chamber of Commerce. We have JBDC, with Jamaica Business Development Corporation. We also have our Jamaica National Small Business Loans, and that is the Maple branch. We also have a Ministry of Labor and Social Security. We have partnered with them, Hartrust NTA, and we have our external funding agencies that we have done projects with our Canadian Leaf, UNDP, and also USAID. So we have our resources that persons can access through different partnerships through the parish.
Indeed, a lot of resources are available. And Clarendon, I usually say that Clarendon operates different from a number of other parishes when it comes on to getting certain things done. It's a lot of collaboration that
Yes.
takes place in this space. And that's something that I think is very commendable for the parish. And we just continue to improve on that. Member Reed is making a very important point here, that it's important for residents to understand that being a part of social or community groups will help them to tap into a number of programs and opportunities that exist.
Correct.
This is very important
Very
because
important.
information is there. It's just there's a lot going on, but if you're really connected to the right group, then you'll get this information, right? And Serenity Resource Connector is always sharing resources. So
Yes.
for those who follow on Instagram or on my WhatsApp, you'll see opportunities, especially for young people. There are always opportunities that's been shared there. And thank you for the young people who have been joining the community over on Instagram. Most of the youth clubs across Jamaica, not just Clarendon, have been tapping in, and we do appreciate that, and continue to share the information as they become available. All right. All right, remember, go ahead and ask your question. This is why we have this avenue where you can speak directly with the chair for the different committees and the admin personnel. So go ahead and ask your questions if you have questions. Those on Instagram, whether you're in Clarendon or not, you can still ask questions because the same committees are across the island, right, Councillor Henry? At the
Yes.
different municipal corporation, it's the same committees.
Yes, I think the same committee.
Instructor,
was,
right? So you
instruct-
can feel free to ask your question on Instagram. I am checking to see if there are questions there as well, so we can post them here. All right. Thank you to all who have been joining. Councillor, what is the committee's vision for Clarendon's economic future, and how can residents contribute to making this vision a reality?
Right, so
let's make sure that the residents are a part of whatever it is that we're doing.
Whatever we do, and because we are doing it for them or we are doing it for us. The truth is we are pretty much are working to make Clarendon a very economical parish. And so therefore we are working to create that space for everyone, for businesses and so forth, for residents to report also and share ideas to make Clarendon a better place. For sure, we at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation have a decks that readily waiting to take those ideas, because whatever we do, we want to make sure that the residents of Clarendon are at the forefront of whatever decision that we make. So we are very open, and we are open up for ideas to ensure that we allow the residents of Clarendon to be in a better position. So yes, we are working very hard to ensure that that happens.
All right. We spoke about this in another forum, but since we're on and it's your committee that this falls under, in terms of the new cemetery that's supposed to be coming on stream, any update on that?
Any? Can you pardon me?
Update to the new cemetery?
All right. So as it relates to the new cemetery that we are proposing, that we are looking at now, it's for we have in dialogue with Jamalco for a space down in beside the newborn cemetery down there. And I want to say to you tonight that is well advanced. I know that we would have received letter from Jamalco to asking us to for certain information and to put certain things in details. And I think that would have sent off back to Jamalco. And I know for sure that in short order, the mayor will make a public announcement on that when it is right. Yeah, but we are well advanced in that. Just to say that also, I think NEPA would have gone there and they would have looked at the whole area and they found no problem with it. So I think it is suitable for a cemetery, and we just need to put things in place to ensure that we have a proper cemetery early next year.
Okay.
Yes.
And right. how are our markets, especially going into the Christmas season?
Well, for sure, I have the privilege of walking the market, just a section of it today, and I can tell you, they are feeling excited because I think it was last week the committee would have decided to change it up a little bit for the Christmas season. Normally, we would have gone ahead and give them 3 weeks for certain areas that are gazetted for that's allow vending within certain areas. And so we would have gone ahead and make that decision to give them for 6 weeks instead of the 3 weeks this year. And so our those vending areas would have started from the 18th of November and it goes all the way up until the 4th of January. And so they are loving it. They're loving it. And so I want to say to the viewers and the listeners that as it relates to our market district across the parish, we are here to put regulation and put things in place to ensure that the vendors and they might have a better facility, a better environment to do their business. So the short story of it is it's not for the corporation to generate funds from having these markets, but it's really to put in the right regulations so that persons, because it's our responsibility. It's really our responsibility to ensure that we provide space for our vendors, and so we're doing that. So Ms. Ashley can elaborate on it because she's very instrumental as it relates to some of these decisions. She would have come to the committee meetings, and she would have told us the first-hand experience that she would have experienced in there, and some of the things that vendors would have, reported to her directly. And so we would have formed our decision based upon some of those recommendations. And so, as I said earlier on, today I would have the privilege of walking just a section of it, and they're very elated for what we are doing for them this year.
You said it's already started?
Yes, it started from the 18th of November, and it goes up until the 4th of January. And so registration, I think, still in place, which Ms. Ashley is have that aspect under his watch to ensure that everyone is registered. Whichever area that we are placed them, we want to ensure that they operate from that space. And I just want to say that we at the committee would have taken the decision also. We're not chasing anyone around. It is never our intention to chase anyone around the market or to our municipal police who you would have seen out there. It's just to ensure that those regulations are in place and persons operate from those locations that we would have allowed them to sell from. And so I have oftentimes said that if they're operating within that location, they need not to fret or need not to worry who is coming or who is the enforcement officer. Because the truth is, once you're abiding by the laws and regulations that we would have set out from the corporation, you're good to go. You can only have a good Christmas and make your money so that you can feed your family. And that's what we want you to do within our market district. Not just for Mapen, but for Kellets, for Frankfield, for Sparlings, for Chapelton, and all of the market districts that are in the parish.
Right. It seems to be doing pretty good because I haven't seen any unnecessary congestion. Well, not that I've observed.
For sure. And we haven't had any major flare up during the market at this time. Everyone seems to be settled down. Everyone is doing their business because we want them to look at themselves as doing proper business. We don't want, because they're in the market, they to tell themselves that they're not. They're just in the market for market's sake. They're doing business, and we look at them as our customers, because they are customers to the municipal corporation, of course. And so we want to treat them that way as well.
All right. As soon as you weigh in on that, Miss Ashley.
I just want to add to say that
all right, go ahead, and then we'll take
our Christmas vending is not just haphazard all over the place in Mapen or all over the place in terms of our town centers. So we definitely had dialogue with our business community, and also we had the dialogue with our police to guide the decision that was taken for Christmas vending.
Yes.
So we had designated vending space for the Christmas. So we have Muir Park and we have Stark Street, and also we have the old police station property that we do vending for the Christmas. So we have controlled space that we do our vending, and that goes across the parish for all the areas. We do have consultation and have designated vending areas for the Christmas.
Okay, that is great. All right, a question regarding the cemetery. Will it be operated like a dovecot?
Yes.
Yes, we're looking into that. There's a number of other cemeteries that we're trying to model. So there that one we're in dialogue, and so we're looking at others that we but certainly not how it used to be. Not how like for the Denby Cemetery. We'll definitely move away from that sort of burial. So we'll be looking to something more modern. And so we started the discussion already, so we will continue on that. But yes, we'll give some more information on that as soon as they arise.
All right, Shanicia. All right, for the younger individuals in the community who are interested in joining these clubs and community organizations, how do they go about becoming members? All right, let me direct you to the Clarendon Youth Innovation Center on Trenton Road. That's next to the depot. Or if you know where the Heart location is on Trenton Road, you want to go there and get information on the groups that are active in your space, and they'll be able to connect you with either the chairperson for the group or the president, depending on which. So you have the police youth clubs and a number of other organizations that are active out there in the different communities, but the Youth Innovation Center should have a list of the active entities, or they could direct you to the parish youth council president, who will guide you accordingly.
Also, just to mention that SDC also would play a critical role in that as well, because in each area you would have SDC officer who would attend these meetings, clubs meetings, or the police youth club, or whichever. So the SDC also will be able to assist in that aspect.
Indeed. But we're trying to streamline it so that we don't overburden the SDC, because I think those officers have so much on their plates. So if we can get empower the youth organizations to actively engage, then that would be helping strengthening the different groups. All right. Feel free to ask any other question while we prepare to wrap. So what immediate steps can residents take to engage with the committee or benefit from its ongoing initiatives? Who want to take that one?
Sajley, you want to take that one?
Okay. All right. So residents can also come to the corporation, and we can have our continuously dialogue. They can even come to our town hall meetings, and we can have that dialogue also. And also you can follow us on our different social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and we can have information shared there. And also you can also engage us in the streets. If you see a municipal police, you can stop him or her, and you can ask questions. If you see someone bearing the Clarendon Municipal Corporation logo anywhere across the parish, you can also have engage that person also to have that dialogue. And also we have ongoing programs at the corporation, so you can visit the corporation office at any time.
And just to add to that, you can also reach out to your councillor, your local representative, because I know we're as councillor are very integral in communities as well, and sometimes um, some of the questions we might be able to answer. Yes.
Okay, that is good to know. All right,
Yes.
and I would imagine that seeing that we are getting into the festive season, we will not be having any town hall for the rest of 2024.
No.
So we're going to have to look out for the schedule for the upcoming year, right? Miss
Yeah.
Ashley?
Yes, for sure. Yes.
Definitely.
All right. So President Fairman is advising that for information on the police youth clubs, you can visit the police station nearest to you and they will give all the information. This is our National Police Youth Club President, Ricardo Fairman, sharing with you that you can visit the nearest police station to get information on the Police Youth Club. Thank you so much, President Fairman. And Romeo is loving the show and the very useful information. Always a pleasure. And that's how we keep it inside the space informative. And we ask that you don't keep the information to yourself, but share it with others so they can know. And if they too have questions, they can reach out and get answers. So we don't hear that there are no opportunities, not gone, because a lot of things are happening. But we
Yes.
just put ourselves in this space to get access to the information and the resources to take advantage of those opportunities. All right.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Okay. Good evening, National. Let's see. The acronyms are just so close. This looks like the Police Youth Club Council. Yes. Good evening to you over there on Instagram, National Police Youth Club Council. All right. Thank you for tuning in. And remember to share the information no matter which parish you're in. And if you have questions, remember you can always reach out to your local municipal corporation to get access to the information. As Councillor would have shared, it's open for you to get information. Remember, you can make an appointment to go in and speak with your mayor. So it's right. The mayor is not just for those who are of a certain stature or position, but you can always make an appointment to go in and meet with your mayor to ask your questions, get the clarification, or if you're following the different segments that we have here, you can know exactly where to go to get access to different information. Miss Ashley would have shared earlier.
Yes.
It has anything to do with commercial services, your markets, your parks, cemeteries, right, Miss Ashley? Then you visit and ask to speak with Miss Ashley. You can send her an email. If you missed it, not a problem. Stay tuned for the recap by Saturday or Monday of next week. You'll see the, so you can subscribe and stay tuned to the Serenity Resource Connector website. So when the blog comes out, or you can follow the channel on WhatsApp, Serenity Resource Connector. You can connect with us there and you'll get the link to the blog so you can get the highlights with the numbers, then the email, any contact information, resources. They're shared there so that you don't have to just go scroll through the entire 1 hour. We have the highlights there for you in bite sizes to access. All right. Any final thoughts to share, Miss Ashley, and then Councillor Henry as we wrap? Miss Ashley?
All right, so we're in our Christmas season and we want to encourage persons to be safe. So I'm inviting persons to come on down. Maypen is very safe to vend, with all our town centers are very safe to vend. So we have our big Christmas village at the old police station. So we're inviting persons to come on down and support our vendors at the old police station. We have Stock Street also to come on down and support, and also Muir Park, and also our Kellett, Chapelton, Frankfield, and Spalding area. We also have our Christmas vending happening also there, and the spaces are very safe to vend. And we have our municipal team out along with our JCF persons. If persons are fear of vending within our space, we provide a safe vending space for the residents and persons right across that wants to come into Clarendon and do vending for this period.
That's it.
Fantastic. Councillor
Nice.
Henry?
Well, my final word would have to be, as I oftentimes said, that their concern is our responsibility, and so for sure we're going into the Christmas season, and as I said before, their concern is our responsibility, and we will do everything. We are the servant of the people, and if we're the servant of the people, then we work for the people, and so we just want everyone to go ahead and have a great Christmas when it comes as it relates to our market districts right across the parish, as Ms. Ashley would have made mention of. They are very safe. If you look at Chapelton, you may want to look at Kellix, or even Spaldings, Frankfield, and of course, Nepean. We expect to have a great Christmas. We expect everyone to have a good time, and we expect the vendors as well to have some cash in their pocket, and so that they can have a good Christmas, prepare for January for the back to school and so forth. So I am extremely happy. Before I go to, I just want to touch on the Grand Market and also the New Year's Eve, where we would have opened up a certain areas within Nepean so that persons can vend just for those 2 days. And so just want, as I said before, I just want everyone to have a Merry Christmas when it comes, and a Happy New Year. And God bless you, and thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure.
Yes.
All right, Sir Fairman saying wonderful program. It's always a pleasure to join. Thank you so much. And Classic JM876 Romeo has over 100 people listening to the program on his platform. Thanks again. Our absolute pleasure. Shanae, that is not true. All right, and we're not even going to highlight that. Okay, we have good, upstanding citizens across the parish, and we're not going to highlight the few bad apples because they will not spoil the lot. All right, so thank you again, Councillor Henry and Lady Kimberly Ashley, our Local Economic Development Officer and our Chairman for the Commercial Services and Divestment Committee at the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. Always a pleasure to facilitate these amazing discussions so that our people can learn more about what's happening at the Municipal Corporation.
Thanks for having us. I really appreciate it, and we're happy for the opportunity we could come and share to our residents of this parish. God bless you. And the Clarendon Municipal Corporation door is always open for the residents of this parish and outsiders as well, of course. God bless. Thank you.
Pleasure. All right. And remember, we connect each Thursday at 8 p.m. inside this space. Coming up on Thursday is Culture Corner. For that, we might have a nice little recap of some of the exciting events that we have had, festivities, Christmas flavor. And of course, we gonna have our community safety and security. We gotta have that leading into the Christmas season. And stay tuned for the date for the Clarendon Municipal Corporation's Christmas tree lighting. Councillor, you forgot to mention that.
Yes.
Stay tuned for the date and time for that event. Okay. All right. Thank you always for tuning in. A pleasure as always to facilitate, and continue to stay safe. God bless you and have a good night. The Local Governance and Community Development Life Forum was brought to you by the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, working for you always. Visit the Serenity Resource Connector website at www.serenityresourceconnector.com. Subscribe for a weekly blog post. Join us again on Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you for watching.